All right, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Barakah Korash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa Akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. And this is going to be another video through the Spirit. All right, basically, I was listening to one of the brothers, I believe the elder brother Zaab out of Mississippi, right, earlier. He made a statement. He said, I'd rather be solid than deep. All right. And he was getting into the fact that, you got guys who they'll come into this truth and they'll forget the fundamentals. They'll forget what all this is about because they're too busy trying to base themselves up, trying to appear to be on a level by amassing breakdowns or, being able to memorize scriptures. And it's not about that. All right. You got this quote here out of Spider-Man. This is probably one of the better movie scenes out there. In all of movie cinema history, this is probably one of the more meaningful scenes, even though it's these goddamn two crackers talking. But this is legit, advice universally. With great power comes great responsibility. And given this truth, y'all, you're not being a super breakdown man isn't what's going to get you saved. All right. Living by this word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, ultimately being of the elect. All right, and having that faith, but you display your faith by living out these words. What's the point of knowing all of what you know if you don't live by it? What's the point of having, using a worldly sense, you'll see a motherfucker on the internet, he got 110 and 120,000 guns. But at the moment the nigga need it most, he ain't got it on him. Got caught slipping. All right, what's the point of having 100 cars, and all you do is drive one, if you understand what I'm saying. So we're better off being solid and being foundated in the basics than you are trying to be a super deep man. All right, I'm not telling you to neglect study or to not try to improve yourself spiritually. But what I'm saying is, like the elder brother was saying, be solid in the fundamentals, because that's what's going to keep you in the truth. All right, knowing how to break down Daniel the 11th chapter isn't going to affect how the mark of the beast comes at you, if you understand what I'm saying. All right. And when your stomach is gurgling and hungry, is knowing the breakdown to 2nd Esdras the 11th chapter going to help you? No. But you know what's going to help you? That faith. All right. And the scriptures that foundate that. Let me get that real quick. All right. Sticking to the basics. That's what's going to get you saved. Right here, James 1:22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. All right, so we have to actually live by this word. All right, you've been given this blessing, knowing this truth. Now you have to live by it and apply it. All right, now you have to actually take it on and use it. All right, you have the saying in the world: you can teach a man to fish. No, you can give a man a fish and feed him for a day, or teach a man to fish and feed him for a lifetime. Well, that's effectively us, y'all. We've been shown the skills. We've been shown the keys to the kingdom. Now, are you going to live by that, or are you going to neglect it? We have the basic tenements: being a good brother, praying to the names of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai daily. All right, continually. I said being a good brother, but not doing the brotherhood wrong. All right, the basic tenements. That's what's going to keep you in the truth. That's what's going to lead you on to salvation. All right. Once again, not saying that you're supposed to stay ignorant and stagnant, but you can't neglect these basics, them responsibilities. You can bring down you can be the best breakdown man at camp, every day, at every camp day. But are you actually living to these words? Which is what Yahweh Shai was talking about when he was discussing the scribes and the Pharisees, because they was talking a good one, but they wasn't living by it. Matthew 23 and where's that? Observe. Let me think for a second. Is it 20? Yep. Matthew 23 and 3. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. All right. So we don't want to be in this case where you bringing down all these scriptures, you bringing out all this prophecy, you breaking these things down, but you're not literally living by it. All right. An example that just came to mind, that guy Yaradan. who used to be in the Atlanta camp. Here it is, dude could bring out these scriptures, break down prophecies, but what was he doing? He was being a nigga behind closed curtains. He wasn't doing good by his brothers. He wasn't being upright and honorable in his interactions on a day-to-day basis. All right. He was going off on the simple little things, and the simple little things is what'll get you killed. The fundamentals. All right. That's how you win. You know, you look at sports, basketball, football, combat sports, boxing, MMA. The fundamentals is what gets you there. All right. Your jab, your cross, slipping inside, slipping outside. The fundamentals. All right. Coming into this truth is not about being flashy. All we're doing is following Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, plain and simple. Matthew, what was that? What did the Lord say? If you want to make it. What did Yahweh Shai say if you want to make it? Matthew 29. No, not 29. 20. Let me think for a second. 22 and 37. Yep. Matthew 22 and 37. Slack it, y'all. Yahweh Shai said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets, y'all. You can sum that up, and that's everything. All right, because loving the Lord, basically, you're going to do everything that he taught us. And that you can tie in prophecy with that, because you're going to take heed to prophecy. All right, and loving thy neighbor as thyself, that's dealing amongst the brotherhood. This is what's most important. This is what is most important, you know. Not trying to what it tells you in was that 1 Corinthians 8:2. If any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. All right. Don't try to make yourself over special. Keep it simple. Be solid. All right. And in time, you'll become greater in the spirit. You can't force things. We're not into this truth. This shouldn't be a competition. We trying to get saved. All right. Like the brother, and I can't, you know, he did a good job with the video, but I can't express it enough. You're better off simply being solid in the fundamentals. You're better off being solid in the basics than trying to be deep and fuck around and drown. All right. Which is why it says what it says in Hebrews. All right. Because if you want to be deep in anything, be deep in the basics first. It's a necessity. Hebrews 5:12. For for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh, and are become as such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. Plain and simple. Here it is, you know. You'll have guys, you know, they're no longer with us. They call themselves as being deep. They're coming off as being deep, wise, knowledgeable. But really, they weren't even foundated in the basics. And they needed to be taught again. But they didn't want to take heed, and now they're no longer here with us. And that's what you see a lot of the times. Dudes that get rebuked and reproved, and they say, Negro shit, I'm gone. And that's one of the basic things you must learn. Being able to deal with chastisement spiritually is one of the early lessons. And a lot of dudes skipped over that because they was too busy trying to break down the whole book of Revelation their first weekend. And that's not what this is about. All right. Like I said, you're better off being solid than you are deep, in the words of that brother, the elder brother Zob, in which he got them words from the scriptures. You know, this ain't no big hoopla. It's real simple. All right. We be, matter of fact, Slacker, we be fucking shit up, man. Right here, hey, you had that scoffer who was scoffing at the elder Apostle Gabar. Oh, all your lessons is basic. Well, you know, fucking dickhead, dude. The basics is what's gonna get us saved. All right. That basic 1-2 and 1-2-3 combination in boxing to take you to around the world and back as a champion. That 1-2, and that 1-2-3. A fucking kill a man. And it's basic, isn't it? All right. And relating it to these scriptures, the basics is what builds you up. It's that necessary milk for your spiritual bones. Because in the world, you didn't know the basics. In the world, you were a wild animal spiritually who did whatever the fuck they felt like. All right. Let me see what this cop on. Salaki, I'm driving. 2 Corinthians 11:3. But I fear, least by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach. Khan. Simple. You know, it's simple. It's the little things. And as time grows, then you become deep. Allow that process to happen naturally. All right. And I'll say spiritually mature. All right. So brothers, don't trip over the word deep. Because really, you know, using the term in and of itself is nothing bad. It's just that when guys try to come off as greater than they are, that's where the problem is. Deep as in you're falling. Because that's when something is deep, you can fall into it. So we're mature. We're spiritually mature around these parts. That's what we are. All right. But as it just said right here, this is simple. And there's nothing wrong with the fundamentals whatsoever. All right. Don't, you know, you don't got to be ashamed, you know. But that's Jake for you. Everybody want to be, you know, I'm next up. I'm, you know, puffed up. All that bullshit, you know. So real quick video. Just wanted to get that expression across. You're better off being solid than you are being deep, you know. So don't neglect the basics, y'all. Don't neglect the, you know, hey, basic, you know, scriptures that you remember hearing when you first come in. You know, Jeremiah, what is that, 2:14. All right, Revelation 1:13 through 15, describing the Lord. All right, Daniel 10 and I believe that is 6, describing the color of the Heavenly Father. All right, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, the Ancient of Days did sit. You know, all that good stuff. Don't neglect it. Holy hell, what's going on right here? It's like I'm driving, y'all. I'm just pulled up to a whole heap of niggas. You know, don't neglect the basics. That's what got you here. And if it's, you know, Lord willing, it's what's gonna keep you here through the Spirit. Right here. Wow, and it was in that same chapter. Yep. Matthew 23 and 24 says, ye blind guides would strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. You know, so we don't want to be those that strain at a gnat, meaning you're having a hard time understanding and dealing with something that is minor and small, but here it is, you can swallow a camel. You think you a big man to deal with big things. All right, and that's just illogical. All right, that's just illogical. So immerse yourselves in them basics. Don't shy away from it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, don't let these scoffers, you know, oh man, I gotta get deep, man. They said I'm based, man. Fuck these faggot ass niggas, man. They not next to you teaching. All right, you know. So hey, with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakakurash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the Akim wa Akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. All right. Oh, it's like yeah. And, you know, I'm just pulling this picture back up. With great power comes great responsibility. You know, hey, use it. You know, don't the things that you first learned. You know, it's gonna carry us all the way. All right, it's gonna carry us all the way. You know, so shalom.